What's good, y'all? It's Malik Dope, doing it the dope way, right here with Digital Discourse. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Digital Discourse. Welcome to Digital Discourse. Yeah.
All right, back with another episode. We got drummer extraordinaire, creative artist Malik Dope. How you doing today, man?
Man, I'm doing dope. Wait, yeah, I'm doing dope.
Okay.
Wait, is that a pause?
Hopefully
Is
that's
that
not a
a
double entendre.
right? Is that a double entendre? Is that some junkie shit? I don't know. But yeah, yeah, man, I'm doing good though, man.
Good. Appreciate you for coming through today, man. I've been waiting to talk to you. Very interesting. Everything you do.
Appreciate you, man.
I guess to start off, I guess your most notable thing is being on America's Got Talent. So I guess we'll touch that first.
Yeah.
Walk
Sure.
me through that experience. Like, what's that's like? The aftermath, just doing the whole thing.
Well, yeah. First of all, people that know me from just how I've been just through the Americas mostly. I was kind of like viral and popping before the show, but when I went on the show, that's syndicated. I mean, that's syndicated TV, NBC, all that. So that took me like to the world. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just saying that for my people. That's like, man, no, he been in the community. No, he been going viral, doing stuff before that.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, America's Got Talent did take me, over the top, expanding me to probably almost like 1 billion people and viewing, because they gonna run it up. But the process, man, definitely, thankful for it, especially during the time of the pandemic, man. Like, a lot of stuff was closing up, things were getting, a little dry for some people, and that was actually a time where it shot me up past just the norm of what I was doing.
And that was probably
Um,
perfect. People was just home watching.
oh, you just hit it right there. They were home watching. So, that year, America's Got Talent had one of the top viewerships like across like syndicated TV because everybody was inside watching TV. There was nothing else to do. People was on live watching whatever, or they were just glued to that TV because they couldn't go nowhere and do nothing. So it actually was like a perfect moment for me to be on that platform. But on the platform, it's just like every video I shot, that's multi-million dollar like equipment, production, staff, just Emmy award winning camera people, lighting techs, you name it, just the top of the top on every single level of just production. And so I learned a lot. I got to experience just what it takes to be on that higher level platform, what it takes to all the media training you might have had that you didn't know that you would need on this TV level. Because the thing is, people might think it's hard in certain ways, right, of a performance. It's actually what can be the hardest for some people is the speaking part. You want to really have speech training before you get on some of these shows, whatever speech training that you can have, because you want it to feel like how I'm talking right now, just like I've been here already. Like, you don't want the people noticing that you know the peon behavior of your speaking. They might hear you being nervous or not speaking your best, because then that'll get crystallized on the TV and you can't erase that, and it'll just go be spread everywhere. So they might see you doing your thing, and that's not requiring talking unless you're singing. But then they hear you talking, and it's like, dang, did I speak the best way I wanted to speak to the world? So yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
requires some psychological, just you know, training and formatting of yourself. But I think I was proud of what I said, how I said it, and the performances I done. I had uh, I had like control in the right ways of how I wanted to do my shows. I did 3 shows, made it to the semifinals, but I wasn't led to do something I wasn't comfortable with. That's really big about you want to be comfortable in your own skin doing the thing that you're there to do, that the talent you love, and also you're assigned to different producers and stuff like that that work with you doing the creation of your episodes or your you know your show, and you want to also go in. I call it serving a pie, but having a slice cut out or an ingredient not already put in there, so that they can add their creative input as well. so that you can help to build like a great dish of entertainment and to serve it to the people. So it worked out dopely.
So they provide everything. Like when you got there, you didn't have to bring the snares. You just told them what you wanted, what you needed, and they just facilitated it all.
So I brung my snare, the one that you always see me playing on, that portable like top, just portable snare. I bought that because that's like my signature. That's like my, I'm bringing my, that's like my second mic, I call it, because that's my second voice. But it's like basically it's the audition video, right? Which is not the audition like people waiting in line and doing that stuff. The TV audition where you're in front of everybody and they're like, "That's a yes, you make it to the next round to go to the next, the I forget what is it, the live shows or the quarter something like that, finals and all that stuff." It's been a while since the format. I forgot the way, but on audition, basically they want to see what you can do with the least means of production, which is just you, your talent, the music, if you choose music or whatever. They did provide me with the other snare drums that you've seen when I'm doing like the little Busta Rhymes and all that stuff. They provided me with those 6 snares, but they didn't give me all the other stuff that you see me have when I did the second and the third show, where it's like, they on the second shows, they gave me, I had a stylist now, like outfits, what I'm saying? I'm like, they dressing you up, what I'm saying? I'm talking about they giving you all the, I'm dressed in when I'm in Mason Margiela and all them designer stuff and all that because they work with, companies and stylists and all that. And then they was like, "What do you want? Go big." So I'm like, "All right, I want fire, lighten out the thing. I want to hover or some shit. I want to, I want to do stuff." So they provided that stuff, but you got to make it past that TV audition round.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay. How's Simon Cowell in real life?
People always ask that because they be thinking he, got that mean attitude. When that's to me, I don't know. I don't know if it's something with like all the British men. They make them seem grumpy or something. Just like with a Hell's Kitchen and all that, they be making them seem like, "I said you must do it like that." I can't. I have a poor British accent, but Mike, what are you doing? That's rubbish, right? But really, Simon was cool. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you like really on your you know what I'm saying, doing your thing. I think I seen him more nicer to other people when you doing your thing. But when it's like trash, you're like, it's a hard no for me. you know, you know how you go. But yeah, he was rocking with me, all the way through all the jumps. He was rocking with me.
Okay. That's cool. Shout out to Simon. All right. Like you mentioned earlier, before the Americans Got Talent performance, you was already known for performing on the streets, had a few viral videos. What did you learn doing that out there with the actual people on the streets?
On the streets, man, that's where it can make or break people, right? It's I think a lot of people should try street performing before you get on the big leagues or the big stage or whatever, because you know, I started street performing in D.C. I'm gonna tell y'all a little known fact. I actually first street perform, even though I'm not from there. I first street performed in New Orleans because me and my mother, different years would go to like the Jazz Fest, Essence Fest, Mardi Gras stuff, right? And then next thing you know, we was gonna go to like Essence Fest or Jazz Fest again, and the next year, and I was like, at this time I was marching at Howard University's drumline. Shout out Howard. And I was like, I already was thinking I wanted to take my talent to the next level because marching band and all that was cool. It gave me some good knowledge. It got my skills up percussion wise like that. But I was like, man, I want to broadcast my energy out to the world more. And I was like, when I would leave from practice, I would walk down, Georgia Avenue, Chinatown, all that, and I would see bands killing it. And sometimes I would feature with them, and the crowd would be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, I think I need to do it, but I didn't build the confidence to do it yet because DC sometimes can be a tough critic, and it don't look like New York or New Orleans or these other places that always have it going on for street performing, right? So anyway, my mom told my mom, I'm like, man, I'm about to bring one of my drums, down to New Orleans where we go the next time. So we end up going the next year, and I was 19 years old. I just had a drum. I had no speaker. I had no nothing. I set my drum up on Canal Street. That's the main rip right there by Bourbon Street, which is one of the main rips where everybody be, the brass bands and second line, they be going crazy. but I set it right on Canal Street, and I started drumming. I made $200 just off the drum. They was lit. They was turning up. They people, you know what I'm saying, drumming with me, you know what I'm saying, clapping, you know, just making a beat. Some girls coming in shaking it, you know what I'm saying, like just turning up. They were just lit. And I'm like, I'm 19 years old, and it hit me. I'm like, bruh, I just made $200 in under like 2 hours just off doing what I love. Something that I would do in my house for free on a drum pad with nobody watching. I think I want to do this full time for the rest of my life type vibe. And at that time, I was working at Home Depot, overnight stock. You know what I'm saying? That job sucked. Shout out to Home Depot, though. I like the stuff, you know. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm working in there. I ain't like really the management. They trying to cut my hours, you know what I'm saying? I don't like, and as an entrepreneur, right, we don't like people having control of our income. Oh, I think nobody likes that for real. Everybody do what they got to do, you know what I'm saying? But you don't like somebody, especially if they like you know, a tyrant, you know what I'm saying? They're not a good manager and they control your income, your hours, and you got to kind of feel like you bowing down to somebody controlling your, you know, your life basically, your ascension, because you're doing that to add on and invest in your life in other ways, right? Pay your bills, feed your family, and if you got a poor management, it makes it hard for you, you know, emotionally, right? But anyway, I was like, I already was feeling like exiting out of that job, and I didn't feel like working another job because it just wasn't for me, you know what I'm saying? So next thing you know, I just said, man, I'm gonna take a risk on myself. So and that was 2013, and I haven't worked for anybody ever since. I took a risk on myself. I had a car at the time, um, and yeah, I started street performing full time, and I started with a drum. Next thing you know, I drummed up some money. Then I put a speaker with it. You know what I'm saying? And then I would play like music that people liked and all that. And I see how it's all psychological. You know, I'm drumming and they like what I'm doing and they give a couple dollars and all that. But then they like what I'm doing. Plus to the music, oldies or new songs, and then it made more money. And then next thing I'm like, oh, okay, this is a little, you know what I'm saying? This is a little like pattern that I'm seeing. You know, you study the people.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, I drum up, do that, save up some more, get a better speaker because now they can hear it better quality, you know, better sound. I can project my sound louder. Boom, 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 more money. Oh, with that more money, I go reinvest and then go buy more drums, better equipment. You know what I'm saying? I get some of my boys, you know what I'm saying? I was in the drum line with me at Howard or whoever, they performing with me. Next thing you know, boom, 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 more money happening. Oh, you just keep compounding this energy, you know what I'm saying? And this is what, you know, entrepreneurism, business is about, you know, compounding these elements in the right way for a better outcome and for your income. So
And I'm curious about that. When you out there on the streets and you got the speakers and everything, is that something that you're actually allowed to do? Like, can people call the police on you? Like, what's the rules when it comes to that?
So yeah, I'm speak about some things about that, especially in the DC thing that kind of made my activism side come out. But yeah, you the rule is like after 10 p.m. the noise ordinance rule, you're not to be playing loud music at that time. And that's the rule for any neighborhood or you know, you're allowed to, you know, play your loud music and all that at 10 p.m. Because after that, it's like disturbing the peace because that's like quiet time and all that. And of course, this sometimes, you know, depending on you know how these walls is made, sometimes they make walls thinner. They don't soundproof certain things, and you know it can get uh, subjective over the decibel levels of you know sound projection, depending on what environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yes, basically you're allowed to do that publicly. That's why we see street performance and all that, right? But also in certain areas, you're not, depending on if it's impeding on like if it's impeding on somebody's certain business, that like some of these businesses will own the sidewalk ahead of them as well, so they own the jurisdiction of telling you that you can't be there at that certain place because that's where they conduct business and you're kind of like, you know what I'm saying, getting in the way of their profit and their, you know, them turning up, which I understand that too, because if you're a business person, businessman, woman, you gotta have empathy and sometimes sympathy for the other business. You can't have too much sympathy, but you can have empathy because you might want to be where they at. And guess what? As a street performer, you might not be paying taxes like they're paying taxes on their commercial property and all that. You know, they covering the cost to be there for real. So I'm like, oh, you gotta move unless we make, you know, working a little partnership. And that's sometimes what I would do with certain companies. If I'm performing in front of a restaurant or something, they actually will let me stay there because I'm increasing the traffic flow, and they, you know, more people coming in there. Like when I'll be on like U Street and stuff like that, I used to perform in front of this spot called Black and Orange. It's no longer there, but it's right across the street from the McDonald's, right there on 14th and U. And that used to bring them nice business, but people getting jammed and see environments, but also eat their food and just watch stuff out the window. You getting the best of both worlds. So I'm racking up money, they racking up money. People are happy.
That's smart.
But then the activism part though came as gentrification came more, and gentrification, you know, made more like people that's not from here moving to into the you know the DC area, and they may not have understood the cultural essence of like street performers, and because you know Gogo came from bucket drummers and street performers really on the pavement beating that shit, you know, excuse my language, but beating it up on the block, you know what I'm saying? And you know, we need that. That's what now we have our economy of Gogo doing what it did. So in 2018, something called the Amplified Noise and Amendment Act of 2018 was put on by some of those transplants or those people that's not from here or gentrifiers, as you want to call them. And we had to now battle that at the Ronald Reagan building, where they had the hearing, you know, for proposing this bill to basically stop street performance. But guess what that stops? That stops freedom of speech, right? Because think about protesters and stuff like that. That's your right, you know what I'm saying, to, you know, voice what's going on, voice something that's happening in the community or at large or all over. So that's freedom of speech right there. So you can't impede on that. So that's what we have now. You know, okay, we got to talk about this and we got to battle this out. So that's also what also compounded and formed the Don't Mute D.C. movement that y'all have heard, which made it also a big deal of like, we can't let them come and mute D.C. They want to quiet it up. But then you see these storefronts and all of these coffee shops paying their music right out with their little speakers right out front. And like, hold up. It's a problem. It's cool when they do it, but it's a problem when I do it. Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? So hold up, nah, we got step. So a lot of that stuff, I was a part of the Don't Mute DC, you know, movement, which was, you know, that was from that bill. And yeah, we got out there, rallied for it and all that. You know, that gave a lot of legs to even like that, the Mocellas you saw, Long Live Gogo brand, because I know Mochella, you know, the Coachella, all that, right? A little dispute. But yeah, that's more of my activism side where I testify, because from the success I've gotten from starting as a street performer, I want to make sure other youth or adults or anybody that has a dream and a vision and wants to get out there, that they are able, you know, they're allowed to, because they're able-bodied to do it. But we want to make sure that they're allowed to go put themselves out there and then go viral or be seen by the right one person or many people, you know, because when you're street performing, it's thousands of people. That's your concert. It's thousands of people that are, you know, walking past you every day. People might be like, oh, that's street performing. That's for some homeless people. That's for some whatever. Nah, tripping. That's a concert every day. 50,000 people or 20,000 people walking past you every day. They getting off work. They going to work. They just out and about, you know, touring. We in D.C., the nation capital. So you street performing down there, it's tourism. It's tourists coming down there all the time, man. It might be a record exec hear you, put a card in there. I done had all types of people put all types of, you know, contact me. And I was booking gigs from being a street performer. That's how I was able to stop street performing and get to the corporate gigs, to the school gigs, to the event gigs, because I was able to put myself out there on the street. So, yeah, we had to battle that bill.
Yeah, it's a great way to look at it, honestly. Great networking opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
So how did Gogo impact or influence everything that you are today?
Yeah, well, if it wasn't for Gogo, you know, I wouldn't be this percussionist, artist, creative that you know today. Because when I started taking drums more seriously because of Gogo Band. Shout out to Backyard Band. That was the first song that I liked, you know, Faking Like, you know what I'm saying? Faking Like. Shout out Buggy, man, making that bounce beat. But when I heard that, and then one of my friends, Tyrell Willis Holland, shout out Tyrell, people like, why you always say somebody's full name? Cause yeah, man, like I remember him. I had a drum set since I was 6, but we was 12. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And he came to play my drum set one day after school, and I'm just seeing how he finessed it. And everybody at that time, you know what I'm saying, was in like neighborhood go-go bands in a family garage or basement or something. And I just saw him just, and I'm like, he cranking so hard. My grandma, rest in peace, my grandma was like, all right, y'all gotta stop it now. All right. You know what I'm saying? She was vibing with it. She's in a wheelchair, but she had to scoot over. All right now, it's getting late. But ever since then, I then took my drum set from out of my grandmother's basement, and then my house was around the corner at the time. I went and just transferred it to my garage, and then I was devoted to just being the littiest go-go drummer, you know what I'm saying, at that time. And then I ended up being in some bands. I was in one band called called Black President's Band. That was when Obama was just, elected. And then we changed it to Sky High Band, you know what I'm saying? And then I was in a band called Future Legends, which was like one of the most successful go-go bands that I was in. We was playing at the CFE, the La Pearl, G's Nightclub, and other places too. And then, I filled in with TOB before. I filled in with UEB. You know what I'm saying? I was around ABM. I was around all that stuff. But I grew up, going to the Go-Go's, you know what I'm saying, all over. And so, yeah, that jump started me wanting to take drums serious. And then as I was in high school, I was in a go-go band, but also then I ended up getting in marching band, which, those two elements together, made me turn up my skills percussively on, drumsticks and just the knowledge and just how to express it better, do more cool things with the rhythms, and then next thing you know, that linked over to the go-go band stuff. And then, shout out to my mom. She would pick me up from the CFE at like 5 a.m. and all that stuff on a school night. You know what I'm saying? So, my grades wasn't the best, but my bounce beat was the best. Shit.
Shout out to mom for seeing the vision.
Yes, and dad, but mom's, yeah, she was right there for sure.
Yeah, I love hearing. I love supportive parents when it's not the traditional path to get to success.
Oh, it was, yeah, it definitely wasn't a traditional. And she would say that she was like, don't think that the way I'm doing what I'm doing with you is the that traditional way as other people.
Mm-hmm.
We make our own traditions basically. So
exactly,
and
I love
so
that.
that's how I was able to find myself the proper way.
Okay, so being in those marching bands when you was at Howard, and I think you was in the Northwest band.
Yeah, Northwestern High School. Yeah.
What's that HBCU band culture like?
Man, and that was another thing that turned me up too. Go-go thing was one thing, and then I started growing a little bit out of it as I started, looking at now this HBCU or like the Drum and Bugle Corps, which is more like it's called DCI or WGI. That's more like the preppy, like, not preppy, but more a certain different type of organized fashion. But the HBCU was like, that was my raw introduction to the drumming and the competitive, just like the movie Drumline and all that. But actually wasn't a fan of drumming, like as far as drumline stuff, like from seeing the movie Drumline. I saw it made me more excited about it, but I already was just like looking like through my friends in high school, and like they tell me about this school, that school, and but then when I got into Howard, I really got a taste of it. And shout out Howard, because actually I was never a Howard student. I only got the opportunity to be in the band for two reasons: for my skill, the merit of my, my talent, and my man's, who is my production manager now, Derek Allen. He was a section leader in drumming, like playing the quints or the quads there in Howard, and he saw me drumming at the train station one day, and he's like, "Yo, you trying to be in a band?" Because they needed like some certain numbers and stuff to like fill in the drum line. And he saw my skills. He's like, "Yo, yeah, come to the audition and blah 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 blah." And I put in a good word with you with the instructors and all that. And also because my grades was bad coming out of high school, I just throw some D's on it. I had all D's, you know what I'm saying? So, D's for drums, right? But I seen all my classmates and other people, bandmates, get the scholarships and stuff, and so I felt some type of way. I didn't get the scholarship to Morgan State, or I didn't get the scholarship to Howard or whatever. And my mother went to Howard, so I was like, dang. I end up enrolling in PG Community College, and college really wasn't for me for real, you know. So anyway, while I was in that PG community college trying to figure it out, I was fading away with the Gogo band stuff a little bit, and I was working at like Checkers or something, before the Home Depot thing, right? But yeah, my guy saw me at the train station, and then he's like, "Yeah, come up to Howard." And he put in a good word because the way was like I was saying I was gonna transfer to Howard from community college. I ended up just dropping out of college, staying in the band, and then just whoop from there. So it definitely turned me up again on like the just the rudimentary stuff and just more flashy tricks and skills and just you know, that one band, one sound energy, just team energy, you know, my brother's keeper type vibe, my sister's keeper, you know what I'm saying? Just a fraternal order of just some life stuff beyond just drumming.
Okay, and I'm glad you mentioned drumline today because I was going to ask you. You know that famous scene where Nick Cannon banging on another dude drumming, he hit him in the face.
Yeah.
What would really happen if that happened in the marching band? Would it really go down like that?
It could possibly go down like that depending on, you know, how that energy is, you know what I'm saying? But it don't be situated like that all the time, because of things like that. You know, things like that have happened where it's like, you know, you playing on somebody's drum, it's like you playing on a girl or something, touching a girl butt or something like. But you know what I'm saying? That drum is you know, say, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's the same way. Like HBCU wise, it's definitely tribal. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely, you know, these drumline stuff that history comes from Africa. You know what I'm saying? It comes from the natives and all that stuff. And so there's definitely a big pride with that. You ain't about to play on my drum unless I say you can. But then that's not even a rule for somebody. You know, you ain't even supposed to play on somebody's drum. You know, so yeah, something like that you definitely would get popped off on probably.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah. That makes sense. I was curious, but the way you put it, it does make sense. Okay. So you mentioned Backyard. I know you did some work with them, Wale, Ray Strummer. You got any like memorable like studio sessions or performances?
yeah. Just speaking on those names, Backyard man, shout out Backyard because they, you know, let me get on the stage with them, Big G, all of them. You know, Wincy is actually my cousin. Found that out like last year. You know, singer, Backyard,
Okay.
male singer. Um, you know, he's actually like kind of part of my family. I didn't know that, but found it out like last year. Shout out to Wincy, Cuzzo. But also, yeah, Backyard and a lot of the bands, you know, they would just let me get on stage and like, you know, further my reach, but also just show love. You know, water a seed growing, water a plant growing. Me, right? But and then like when it came to America's Got Talent, when I had my second show after I made it past the first round, I actually contacted Backyard and them and told them, can they do a faking like version for me to broadcast it on TV? And they did like Malik be faking like, and that to me that was goated because it's like, dang, I gotta like
Custom.
I got a custom faking like
Yeah, that's
from
fire.
Backyard in the studio, like no one has that. Hey Malik, like man, I still listen to the audio sometimes. Like, dang, I really got them going in the studio. You know what I'm saying? The people that I looked up to, and now I got to like really collaborate and show them to hundreds of millions of people around the world. You know what I'm saying? So that was big for me. Well, Ray Sherman and like shout out to Mike Will Made It. Mike Will Made It, man, real one. I got some stories about him just like multiple times. Basically, Mike Will Made It and them in 2019 came up to something we used to have called the Charged Up Festival. You know what I'm saying? They came and performed like the Ear Drummers Camp and all that. And I remember this was when I was a street performer at the time. It was like probably like 2017 or something. I don't know. But I came my stuff, and then I told my mans, I'm like, man, I'm about to go drum in the crowd. I'm gonna get on that stage, cause I'm a drummer, man. You know what I'm saying? They ear drummers, man. What? They gotta have a drummer on that stage. I could be like their mascot or something. So I went to the crowd, started drumming, and people was like, yeah, hey, Malik, yeah, cause I was kind of like, you know, local viral stuff like that. So next thing you know, Mike Will saw me. He was like, he hit his man's like, tell him to come up here. You know, go get him. And then he pointed like, yeah. And then next thing you know, they put me up to the stage, and Mike was like, all right, he cool. He a real one too, for real. Dabbed me up, and then he was like, yeah, man, rock out. So I just started rocking out. Everybody's like, yeah. And then also I seen people looking like, he making it, he doing it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And next thing you know, Mike will end up calling me, hit me up to perform with him in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about several times. You know what I'm saying? At the Rap Caviar jump, um, he he I'm just thinking about it because now it's just hitting me. I'm like, whoa. He reached out, had his his team, and then reached out, and he hands on too. Like he gonna talk to you straight up as a person. And then he's like, I want you to perform with me, come out this intro. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I also was introduced to like Ray Shrummer and all them, Sway Lee, Slim Jimmy. They was real ones. We ended up going and performing at the Gold Room, which is like a heavily known club out in like Buckhead or one of the spots in Atlanta, rich area. You know what I'm saying? I ended up being on a music video with him, his artist Ears, Slim Jimmy, and Jim Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like, showing all this love. You know what I'm saying? Then he hit me up again. You know what I'm saying? And also, there's certain things I wish I could have like answered questions better. Cause I remember one time, you know, we was leaving out of Gold Room, and it's time for them to time for us to go back to the hotel. Or they go, Ray Shrummer and they just had like a bunch of just girls getting their Sprinter because we rode in the Sprinter together. But they had like a bunch of entourage. You know how I'm getting to see that type of life where it's like, dang, people really be like, you know what I'm saying, making moves and woo woo woo. And then I'm like, damn, I rode in that Sprinter though. And so Mike Will, he actually just took he was like, all right, just hop in the whip with me. I'm like, dang. I'm like, and this is the first time I seen stars in the roof. This is before everybody was having stars in the roof. I was riding this AMG Maybach, you know what I'm saying, I collabed the AMG Maybach Mercedes jump. And I'm looking and I'm like, stars in the roof, looking like my pants, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang. And he asked me, he's like, so like, what you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you want to be? I remember he driving fast as a mug. I'm like, bro, this man is like driving like 100. And he just asking me, and I'm just like, I don't even remember the question I said, but it's not something I would have said now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, shout out to Mike Will, man. You know what I'm saying? Still, you know what I'm saying, tapped in with me to this day. You know what I'm saying? And, you said Wale too. You know, shout out Wale. I remember I performed on the stage with Wale in Texas, South by Southwest, because I remember I knew his security guard, Big E. Shout out Big E too. Big E pulled me up on the stage. I'm like, let me get up there. Because I was performing with my man's Visto, Pinky Killercorn, you know what I'm saying, the D.C. house. But then we was done with our show and we came out while they performed. They got Chaz French up there. All that is lit. Got UCB playing in the band, all that. And I was like, man, let me get up there. I'm a person, I just take that drum. I'm like, man, let me, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes with doing this stuff and really trying to make it, you got to have extreme courage, bravery. You got to be a little delusional. You got to be like, man, I'm getting up on that stage. You got to just bum rush it. What's the worst they can tell you? No, right? You know what I'm saying? Is no, you gonna let no hurt your feelings? If you're gonna let no's hurt your feelings in this world, like far as an artist and entrepreneur, it's not built for you. Cause actually, I've received more no's, a lot more no's, but those yeses, big yeses. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta survive it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta thrive in it, thrive in that fire. But anyway, Big E, you know what I'm saying? He's strong as a mother. He just pulled me up on the stage. Vroom. You know what I'm saying? David. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Cat Williams on Penley. I'm a boy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's like 6'4". But anyway, pulled me up, and while it was like, you know what I'm saying? Then I just started jamming out. It was going crazy. It was amazing, like, experience. So, yeah, and I perform with other artists too, you know what I'm saying? But just those people you name,
Yeah.
they've been there. I
Dope
appreciate
memories. Yeah. That's cool to have those just forever.
y'all. Yeah.
That's fire. All right, so talking about monetization.
Right.
As the success started coming in, how'd you go about monetizing the craft?
Yeah, so even like when I started as a street performer, this is when Instagram was like really popping, after Facebook, Instagram like 2013 and all that. And I started my the hashtag definition of percussion entertainment, aka like dope. That's the acronym. This is the logo of it. It's like dope in music notes. I don't know if you can see that. You can zoom in. But yeah, definition of percussion entertainment. And also before I go there was this duo that I was inspired by named BIOS, BYOS, Bring Your Own Style. That's comprised of Ralph Nader and Harvey Thompson. Ralph Nader from New York, well, both of them from New York, you know what I'm saying? And they played in marching bands. They did all that stuff. And they was like a group like really killing it with the marching band and swagging to like hip hop music and all types of music, just doing, just videos. So I remember my I got put on by them, and I was just like, man, I wanna be like them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I like how they got their own brand, they got their hashtag, they got just their own identity. So I started, you know what I'm saying, mirroring some stuff from how they were, promoting themselves, man. So shout out to them. But yeah, then I was like, man, I need something, my own thing. It gotta be dope. And I was like, yeah, it could be called dope. And shout out to my line brother, Jay Sean, you know what I'm saying, Jay Sean Clark. You know what I'm saying? He was marching with me from Chi-Town, from South. Um, and we were walking down Georgia Avenue. I'm like, man, I need to make my own brand like them. Because first I wanted to be a duo like them too, but I was like, I couldn't find nobody that had the same just energy as me at the time and the time to build with me. But next thing you know, I was like, man, it gotta be dope. What's the acronym? What it gonna stand for? I was like, definition. Yeah, definition of. Yeah, definition of. What's the P? Promotion, performance. Nah, performance is too like percussion. Yeah, percussion. Duh, drumming, percussion. Definition of percussion. And it was like, what's the E gonna be about? I was like, education, enlightenment, elevation. He was like, entertainment. I'm like, yeah. Definition of percussion, entertainment. Dope. Duh. And I just started putting that hashtag and then putting it that dope. Everybody's like dope, and they start associating me with that. So as my following grew, I was able. You wanna about branding, right? Think of it as a house. Like you're the house, like your talent, your gift, and your content, all that. Where are you housing it at? You know what I'm saying? So that hashtag was the house for other people to come in and be a part of my house in that way too. So other people were using the hashtag. They was inspired by what I was doing. They were I start seeing them using the dope hashtag, and then I could click the hashtag because it was like a little hyperlink. I could click the hashtag and see like, dang, it's all these people I don't even know. I'm able to connect with all these other people. You know what I'm saying? That I don't all over the world. I'm like, dang. The next thing you know, I went and trademarked it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's another thing. Make sure y'all trademark your stuff. Here's the order. Yeah, you want to do an LLC. Yeah, you want to copyright and all that. I get it. But that's two things you want to do. You want to trademark the name and copyright the art. That's music, that's logos, and that's some font letter, some stuff like that. Some type of artwork. You copyright the art and you trademark the name. You know when they say coin the phrase, you trademark it because I was like, okay, it's kind of blowing up. I need to like have the rights to that. So now I own the rights. If you can Google it right now and search a trademark up. It's registered into my name under class 41. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I trademarked it. You know what I'm saying? Just to put that official stamp on it. And yeah, that was something I had to learn so it don't get stolen and I can have the rights to it. And then with entrepreneurship, I I remember from street performing, right? Yeah, I told you I started in New Orleans, but then I came out of DC and I was doing it in DC, and people start vibing with me, and I'm building, compounding my instruments and equipment, but also I will make a sign like out of a poster board or whatever with all my with my email in there, with my social medias, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and a Twitter sometime too. And that way people were able to follow me because you want all that traffic. You got to be able to house it. You got to have the landing page, which is social media, until you have a website. I didn't have a website at that point yet until like 2017, but you want to have these houses for your brand, and that's the landing page energy, so people can come in and like, you know what I'm saying? Like imagine if you got a restaurant but you ain't got no storefront or no stand or no kitchen. Like how they gonna come eat with you or eat from you? So that's something I did. And then I started taking street performing to different cities. I went to New York. I went to Philly. I went to Hollywood. I went to Baltimore. I went to uh Boston, different places, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I would get stuck in these places because at this time I'm still living with my folks and trying to, figure it out because I'm off the beaten path, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I get stuck in these cities and I had to street perform my way out of it. So it was a point of survival too. I had to drum up enough money to buy my bus ticket or plane ticket to get out. So that stuff really hardened me, you know what I'm saying, give me a callus of hustle and grind to really elevate myself because it was like based on my survival of just getting back home. So that's just some things. There's other things I did too, as far as networking and all that. But that's something.
Okay. So what have you learned from you've been traveling the world a whole lot. What have you learned about music specifically from doing
Yeah,
that?
there's the one thing that never changes about me, like traveling and music, like far as culture, is that like we're all the same under the rhythm, a rhythmic flow of things. We all operate under a rhythmic flow. That's just also one of the key elements of culture, like food, music, um, art. You know what I'm saying? Like far as like art, even like hieroglyphics or something, or like there's a tattoo or hieroglyphics. You know what I'm saying? Like these are symbols of things. You know what I'm saying? Like that we share of communication. Basically, I could just put it in a communication for that art and all that. But the music, you know, I go like you can. I most likely don't. I don't speak any of the languages from the places I've been. I done been to Africa. I done been to China. I done been to Japan. I done been to Netherlands. Amsterdam, Europe, basically Paris. I done been to where I was just at Brazil.
Brazil.
You know what I'm saying? We could talk about Brazil too, right? But I don't know any of these languages, but I was able to connect with them based off of rhythmic energy, whether it's like even like dancing and stuff. I'm like, you you might be like, it's like playing charades or something. What's that? Yeah, that game like where you guess the thing, but you can't say it. You just have to like act it out. You can I've used that to like find where the food place, or I might have to find a hospital, or I might have to find the nearest corner store to get some toiletries. I'm like, like eat food. You know what I'm saying? You start saying little stuff, and you start saying like, dang, like that's like how caveman start. I don't know, whatever. Start learning and how you just see how civilization advanced through these simple customs of just communication, and it's all based on a rhythm though, a flow. So I've learned that, and I'm able to be anywhere. Even when I was in Dubai, you know what I'm saying? I'm able to just be like, they looking at me like I don't. They know I'm American and they don't speak English. They like but they be like, but you show them a picture. Now we got phones. I'm like this or translation, whatever. You just operate on the rhythm. We all operate on that rhythm.
Okay. Since you was in Brazil, what was that? What was the black presence like? I know that's the second largest population of black people.
Yeah, second largest black place of the slaves that were brought there from Africa. It's little Africa for real, man. It's really Africa for real. You can see it when you get there. You're like, dang man, that's my brother, that's my cousin right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just feel like you are one with those people, and they, you know what I'm saying? They look like you and me. Um, the Once again the culture, you know what I'm saying? That music, you know what I'm saying? That food, you know what I'm saying? That just communication flow of, like from fashion and all that clothing. You know what I'm saying? You start saying like, dang, like some, you know what I'm saying? I can wear that and look like y'all could blend in out here. You know what I'm saying? You can see that almost anywhere unless you're in like a rural tribe area where they like not away from, they like away from the city a little more. Even then you can still find correlations. But culture was rich. You know what I'm saying? And people were loving. Like I don't experience a lot of racism. I'm not saying it don't exist though, but we know it exists. But I don't experience it because of the way I present myself and the way I present how I'm open to like, saying just vibing with other people's culture. I'm like more of a, what I'm saying, international, just, what I'm saying, energy of like just creation and just vibes, what I'm saying? So they could feel like they already knew me because I'm already like ice breaking the energy, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that place is dope. It was crazy learning the history of like how the slaves were brought over there and the gruesome stuff they went through too. You know what I'm saying? Like that was, that wasn't nice to see, but it was nice to see the resilience and like just people, just the perseverance of like how they just created out of the way, how they did capoeira, you know what I'm saying? Which is like, that was a dance style that was, from slaves that was shackled up and they had to like defend themselves, but they hid it through dancing and stuff, and music. But like they had to make it. It's a self defense thing, but they just had to hide it through music and all that until they started, banning these different ways of expression. But they still, they still just made it to this level now, that we can study this history and this culture and and look, they got the Amazon forest out there in Brazil, man, which like helps the earth's atmosphere and everything. It balances that. Like we need to protect the Amazon forest. You know what I'm saying? Because people cutting down trees for other extracurricular whatever. This stuff actually helps us breathe and coexist here. So we need to protect big, environmental things like that. That goes into
Sure.
some climate change stuff and all that.
Okay. That makes sense. All right.
Oh,
Moving on.
I ain't gonna mention how the women was and all that stuff, right? Because I got shout out to my queen, I'm saying, my queen Mariah. But yes, it's beautiful women and stuff. But I ain't do nothing incriminating. I was making sure my other guys that I was there. I'm like, all right now, don't let the temptation hit you, because
Keep them in check.
it's beautiful women, people just all over that area. And that was my first time in South America type vibe. So I'm going back soon. You know what I'm saying? So it was a vibe.
Okay. I might have to slide with you when you go back.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, we gonna work it out. You know what I'm saying? I might make sure I carve a little budget for you. You know what I'm saying? We can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. So what's your top 5 drummers list? All time drummers.
Top 5 drummers, man.
Don't even got to be in order.
Yeah. I don't even want to put it in no order. My guy Tony Royster. Shout out to Tony Royster, who was a child prodigy. You know what I'm saying? One of the drummers I used to really study in high school and all that. Top 5 drummers. I gotta even say, I'm gonna put them in one, but it's 2 of them. But I'm gonna say BYOS. You know what I'm saying? My guys. So I told you that I was inspired by, Ralph and Harvey. You know what I'm saying? They'll count as one because the group is one.
Okay.
Because of just what they've inspired me, like really to be as myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going off of not just skill and talent and stuff. I go off of influence and how it connected with me.
Okay.
Buggy from Backyard Band, you know what I'm saying, from his expression and how he plays the rhythms and just the influence on me. Oh man, the late great Aaron Spears. He had passed away earlier. I think he passed away last year or this year. I think it was
last year.
It was last year.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, you know about Aaron Spears too?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Blessing Aaron Spears from the DMV. Was Usher's drummer, Ariana Grande's drummer, drummed all over for just different artists in his own clinics and everything. He is the first person, because I'm going to talk about my signature drumsticks with Vic Firth, which are now discontinued. These are my Red Octobers. But he was the first person, because I remember I was in PG Mall. I saw him getting his hair cut at a barbershop. I was like, that's Aaron Spears. Hold up. Dang. And I'm pondering, like, do I just walk past? I just had to walk in there while he was getting the shape up. You know what I'm saying? He always getting that fly mohawk. I just had to walk in there, man, and just talk to him, like, man, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't mind me, intruding, because I was like, bro, I'm not about to walk past Aaron Spears, bro. It might be a once in a lifetime opportunity. He ended up being humble as a mug. You know what I'm saying? Building with me, I was telling him how I was a fan, how he inspired me from just that Caught Up video, the Usher joint, and just this whole stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I started playing drum set. I still play a little bit too, but I started playing drum set before the marching band stuff. But yeah, man, he just inspired me, and then he gave me his number and everything. And like I said about Vic Firth, he actually mentioned me in the Vic Firth warehouse in Massachusetts. Mentioned me to one of the reps at that time. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody ran away did that. Ain't nobody nowhere did it. He did that. And I even was almost about to get signed with them back then in 2013, but I didn't really know the direction I wanted to take exactly. I had to do a little more stuff, but I almost had a endorsement deal back then. So shout out to Aaron Spears. And so lastly, the last drummer, I'm gonna say something to y'all. I've never met him yet. And this is my blood cousin. And this is one of the highest, like, achieving drummers in the world. One of the highest paid drummers up there with the drummer of Guns N' Roses and all them. He's the drummer for the Dave Matthews Band. My cousin, Carter Buford. This man has done all the stuff that I wanted to do. I've been trying to reach him. I'm still going to try again, but I have not met him yet. I came close to meeting him last year. Came to a concert, but he just keep leaving. It's like almost chasing a ghost or something. Like chasing a mirage. But like somebody you aspire to be. He didn't had his own signature drumsticks, drum courses, um, multi-millionaire and all that. And I never met him. I got close to meeting him one time, again before all this last year. Got to the gate of his mansion. He wasn't there. I'm like, oh, damn. You know what I'm saying? I rung that doorbell and all that, like, maid or whoever was housekeeping was like, yeah,
It's
you
his
know.
cousin.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it was other family there too. You know what I'm saying? My aunt who passed away, shout out Aunt Scarlett. My grandmother who passed away, shout out Ardelia, who had babysat him. You know what I'm saying? They always you trying to connect me to him, but you know, he's on tour and all that. I got autographed stuff from him, CDs, drumsticks, and all that stuff. But that don't compare to just me meeting him and just like shaking his hand and telling him thank you or something. Because for years I wondered, what do I want from him? Because, you know, sometimes with family, you know what I'm saying, you got a family doing, you know what I'm saying, doing something. Some family might treat him like a cash cow or treat people, you know what I'm saying, they see you going up. Because that's the same way some families start reaching out to me as they see me on TV. They're like, I'm your cousin. I see you on TV, man. They're thinking I'm like heading to that greatness. They start like kind of like start positioning themselves more in your life a little bit. So you gotta watch that. That's another thing that comes with success, right? So that helped me to understand even my cousin, which I don't know. I don't have any details of knowing what the ins and outs or pros and cons of what's happened with him. But yeah, he's been one of the people that actually one of the single men that I wanted to be like actually in a similar way. Because he had, his own signature stick with this company, Vic Firth, to now look, have my own signature stick with them, or just achieving like world known, fame a little bit, and still going, and he's still going. But also another little tease. Last year I went on this tour, this like theater type of musical tour, and why the tour bus was a tour bus that the band, him and all the band had just used. Our tour bus driver for that bus last year is his tour bus driver. Their driver for 12 years. I need to hit him up, by the way, too. Yeah. His golf buddy, all that. That was another slap in the face. I'm like, I will meet you one day before you pass away, because he's like 65 now.
Keep getting so close.
I keep getting so close, but it's like sometimes you need. It's like, gotta be quicker than that, but sometimes you need the drive to keep you going. Maybe I don't need to meet him. Maybe I just need to keep aspiring and chasing, you know what I'm saying, that energy, because look how far I've came. You know what I'm saying? Now I just want to give him a pair of my sticks and assure him, be like, thank you. Let me give you something. I don't even know what I need from you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you probably have some industry plug, you know what I'm saying? You know, but I just want to tell you thank you. So if you end up seeing this or somebody know him, I'll meet him one day. But thank you.
You definitely will. Nah, that's fire. I hope y'all make that connection soon. That'd be dope to see what that
for sure.
What that births.
Hold up. Here's a pause for my my digital Discord. I look like I said district right there, right? Look, I'm gonna plug in that digital Discord water.
There you go.
If you're not, sipping the digital way, I don't know what you're talking about. It made the water fresh and clear, so I can get my Discord on.
I gotta put a sound effect in there to go ding,
ding,
something like that.
But
all
yeah.
Right. So, what message would you give to kids looking to go after a life in music?
For one, I'm gonna tell you the message, because I have a brand now that is bigger than my other brand I told you about. Definition of Percussion Entertainment, or DOPE in acronym. This brand is called Dope Way. This is actually the mother of all my creation. It's inside of that. See little circles. It's one of those circles inside of there. You know what I'm saying? But this brand is my multimedia production and consultation firm. So if I'm making movies, it's coming from here. If I'm doing interviews, it's coming from here. I got some other creations that this is the mother of that brand. But anyway, the motto of this brand, Dope Way, which is the message that I want to tell to y'all. The motto and the message from this brand is, do what you love extremely right now. And I'm going to say that again. Do what you love extremely right now. And why did I make that motto up? Because I remember I used to be in the basement of my parents' house 10 years ago when I was trying to figure out how am I going to get myself seen to the world? What tools, what technology, what people, what things do I need to do to get out to the world? And it simply just came down to me filming a video on my phone, sitting on my bed in that basement. You know what I'm saying? Just filming a video and thinking, how can I do something so different that nobody is doing right now? Like at this very second. I'm talking about this very millisecond. What video can I post out that nobody is doing with drumsticks right now? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're like a grain of sand and you just zoom yourself out like, how can I be way different than everybody in the world right now? You know what I'm saying? And I would get to it right now, filming a video. Right now, I did what I love extremely right now. The same way I went viral, some of my biggest viral moments was not because of me. It was just because I went out in the streets and I performed and just try to get money, you know what I'm saying? Try to get following up, whatever. But it's some one person, you know what I'm saying? It's like God or something. You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff that you can't even explain. Some one person just films me and I go viral on the Twitter, which then leaks over to Instagram. That wasn't planned. It wasn't rehearsed. It was just me going crazy on doing what I'm doing. I was doing what I love extremely right now. And that done got me connected to the world in a way that I couldn't even plan. So that's what I'm telling y'all. Do what you love extremely right now. For real. Look at me.
Dope message. Dope message. From Malik Dope himself.
Yeah.
All right, man, but that's all I got for you.
Wait, hold up. Nah, I got some more stuff to say. Hold up. Is he still rolling? You still rolling in here?
We still on.
I got some more. But no, hold up. My bad. I know I cut you off, but I gotta say some more stuff.
Okay.
That I got new music coming out.
Well, I was gonna ask you if you wanted to close out with anything at the
Oh,
end.
yeah, because I got, man. Woo. Hold up.
Go ahead, let it
I
all
got
out.
drum roll, please. My gosh. Before I speak about the new stuff, you see these drumsticks, right? Speak about Black history and just history for the DMV and stuff, right? These are my drumsticks, my signature drumsticks with like one of the number one drumstick company in the world, Vic Firth. You know, these are the Chop X1, the Malik Dope Chop X1 signature series drumstick. And I just happen to be the only percussionist from the DMV to have their own signature series marching band drumstick. I'm the only one in the DMV that done this. You know what I'm saying? Round of applause, y'all. Hit the button. For real. This is big because, once again, from all that stuff I just told you I done, I was able to also get me some product collaborate, even though it's not, it's my Red October. You know, it's like Kanye, you know, when he did that collaboration with Nike and then he left them, and then look how the residual value is from just a Red October, from worth up to like $50,000, $60,000 for this shoe. It's not about a shoe. It's about the collab, the crystallization and history of just time of greatness and just what was produced from that. That's something I forgot to talk about too, entrepreneurially. What can you produce out of all the great work? Can you make some tangible product with a notable company, or as a company, anybody, entity, or just yourself? But can you produce something quality, something seen by the people, you know, in a way that resonates with your branding? This is what it's about. This is like Jordan, having a Jordan shoe, Kobe shoe, Kyrie, Shaq, nameless people, Travis Scott. You know what I'm saying? Product placement. This is very big, and this is one of my dreams. Other than me having a child, this is one of my dreams before I die or transcended, is that. And now they have been discontinued. I have decided to end my partnership with Vic Firth, although I'm grateful that they gave me opportunity, but I have other endeavors coming. And just to say some stuff about that, I got new music coming. I got an EP about to drop soon, maybe beginning of next year. I got a new music video about to drop beginning of next month. This video I shot in Egypt at the pyramids. at the pyramids. I almost got locked up for that too. You know what I'm saying? We had to finesse and finagle, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, oh no, you good. But I shot this video at the pyramids, and this is for my song for my last album, Light Being. The song is called Elevated, and it's coming out the beginning of next month. I shot it in 2022, but this video cost me like some 5 digits. Some 5 digits. You know what I'm saying, to just get everything situated.
Oh man.
Putting that money into it. I'm serious about it. When you serious about your craft, you're gonna put that money into it. Even if you don't see it back, you're gonna see it back. Just gotta be patient though. So I got new music. I just also dropped a visual for my song Chop X1, which is also, it's funny. This stick is called a Chop X1, but Chop X1 is it's a formula for connecting with culture and energy all over the world. And I have a YouTube other channel called Chop X1 TV, which y'all can go subscribe to that Chop X1 TV. That's where I'll be interviewing, doing crazy cool stuff all around the world, from stunts to random collaborative things, and just connecting all over with people. So yeah, that's just one of the things that came out of Chop X1, the formula. This was actually an experiment that I did with that company. So also, I said that I got an EP dropping called Outrageous Zen that's coming in probably January time, because I just had to get through this election and all this stuff. I want the attention. I gotta get past the election. You know what I'm saying? Outrageous Zen, the EP coming, and then Blessings in the Turbulence album coming after that. I got some technology coming. Like, I'm getting into the technology where I got some crazy. We in year 2050.
Oh, okay.
Like, we in the year 2050. I got some technology coming. You think I'm gonna be drumming and doing all this crazy stuff? Nah, man. I might have robots doing it for me. I might have humanoids doing. I don't even know. I might have them robot dogs chopping with me. But I got some crazy stuff coming. Some crazy inventions. I got an apparel brand coming. I'm not gonna say the name because I'm still doing the legal stuff with it. But I got an apparel brand coming, and I just patented one of my first creations. You know what I'm saying? It's very dope. That's coming real soon as well, next month, along with the apparel brand dropping. But I got a lot of stuff coming. I know y'all been wondering what's coming, what's going, whoop, whoop. But trust me, sometimes the greatness takes time. You can't just rush it like that. You gotta really do your due diligence, cross your T's, dot your I's. You know what I'm saying? House it, build that house for it. Now I'm building that mansion for it. We going crazy. I'm telling you. We getting into STEAM. You know what I'm saying? No STEM, but STEAM and the art to it. You know what I'm saying? On that tech education, it's lit. I'm telling y'all. So you can follow me everywhere. Malik Dope, MalikDope. Just Google me. My SEO doing numbers. Stop playing with me. Yeah, articles. Yeah, boom, 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 bang.
Facts.
My website. Everything's gonna be housed into my website. Oh, one last thing I forgot to tell you. Why did I say this? Get your head out there. Yeah. I've been working on a video game for the past 3 years.
Dang, you doing everything.
And with this video game, I'll be putting all my music and everything and making it a whole just streamline of you can be able to buy my products through the video game. We ain't doing Spotify and all that whole shit. Excuse my language. We ain't doing all that because they ain't paying us right. So we gonna take control and build with our own people. We're not letting these people control our dollar like that. It's time to take a hold of your own thing. We're gonna be crypto in that. You know what I'm saying? All the music I create, people gonna get to make money with it with me. It's going crazy. We taking control of that. So I got the video game, I got the music, I got the technology coming. I'm also launching my nonprofit next year as well, where that way I'm gonna have all this stuff streamlined where I can be able to go to all these schools and have my own curriculum. I already done wrote it out, everything written down. It's just everything is in order. You got to order. I'm saying all this stuff, but it ain't gonna come out all at once. So I'm just telling y'all, just so it can be in history and time. But I got stuff happening. So make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube, which is Malik Dope, MalikDope. The Instagram, the Facebook, the Twitter, the TikTok, and go to my website, dopeway.com. That's DOPEWAE.com, and you're gonna be able to get all that and more from my website. I don't know if I got anything else to say, man. What else? Did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
I don't want the battery to die. You know, I'll be talking all day.
All right, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you for coming. Yeah.
Hold man, we gotta make a
we'll
song
be
or
on the
something.
lookout.
We gotta get creative or something. Hold on. What we doing? Hey. Give me a beat. Give me a flow, Rich. Give me a freestyle.
Hey, sitting out here with Malik. We been planning this all week.
Yeah.
And it's dope.
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 Dope. Dope.
Yeah.
Hey. And he said a week, but really a month. Cause I'm doing too much stuff.
Facts.
He said he reached out on the DM and the email. But then I act like I ain't see them, but I did, and I was late. But you know this greatness, take it on my time. But I'm like, man, we about to do it now on a Monday, and not the Sunday. What you got, Rich?
Show my skills. He held me up because he was in Brazil.
Ooh,
Yeah. So we gonna keep it real, but we got it done, and it's gonna kill.
it's gonna kill, and I'm digitilled, But until then, I'ma keep it real, cause I'm tryna drum and rap, but I ain't got the skill. I gotta practice that. Hold up, I'm about to bounce. I'm about to bounce.
Hey,
I'm about
hey.
to. I'm about to. And I'm about to. I said I'm about to bounce, and I'm out. All right.